The WNBA is investigating hateful fan comments after the Clark-Reese incident.
The WNBA conveniently failed to provide examples of these violations.
It has escalated into something where now there is an investigation going on because there has been hateful fan comments, supposedly, directed towards Angel Reese.
WNBA goes nuts after Angel reaccused Caitlin Clark fans of racist remarks.
That worries me the most is how social media and the media are going to run with it.
It's like the WNBA, the Chicago Sky, and Angel Reese were just waiting for Caitlin Clark to slip up so they could pounce and double down on the drama.
It was a direct attack against fans of Caitlin Clark.
Now they are accusing her fans of racist remarks on the Saturday game. Stick around for the insider scoop on the latest Angel Reese drama, and trust me, it's a show you won't want to miss. The WNBA is at it again, proving once more why it's the least loved league in professional sports.
The WNBA proudly announced their latest initiative, No Space for Hate, No Space for Hate.
This time it's the so-called No Space for Hate campaign, a PR stunt dressed up as moral high ground that's backfired spectacularly. What should have been a simple initiative to promote inclusivity has turned into yet another mess, complete with baseless accusations and a fan base that's rapidly losing patience. It all came to a head during the Indiana Felines versus Chicago Bravado game.
Somebody on Twitter said that they were there at the game and they heard that one fan, they were fans making monkey noises at Angel Reese when she was at the free throw line. That's just not true.
Angel Reese, never one to shy away from the spotlight, claimed that Caitlin Clark's fans hurled racist remarks at her and her teammates.
Unfortunately, this league continues to prove that it's not that, and the media continues to prove that they are not going to cover it as if these are actual athletes playing a sport, because it has escalated into something where now there is an investigation going on because there has been hateful fan comments, supposedly, directed towards Angel Reese, and there were things going on in the arena where now the narrative is back that we heard all last season.
Clearly, that was not the case, and unfortunately the narrative is back to what we all saw last year.
WNBA has essentially verified those claims and said that they're launching an investigation. It's not only them who had to put out a statement. The WNBA put out a statement, the Indiana Fever put out a statement, the WNBA PA put out a statement, and the Chicago Sky put out a statement.
WNBA immediately jumped in, launching an investigation and issuing public statements condemning the alleged behavior.
There was probably 17,000 cell phones inside the arena. You mean to tell me not one of these 17,000 people recorded the racism that was directed at Angel Reese and the Chicago Bravado? Not one?
Bold move, except for one glaring problem. There's no evidence. None. We're talking about an arena packed with over 17,000 people, all armed with smartphones, yet somehow not a single recording photo or credible account of these supposed incidents has surfaced.
Indiana is not a safe place to play because the fans there are terrible. They're racist. They scream slurs during the game. And I'm mad about this because what seems to have happened is the WNBA saw things that people were saying on Twitter.
The league's accusations rest on nothing more than hearsay, and fans aren't buying.
That comes up, it was one game, and the WNBA wanted to capitalize on the Angel Reese Caitlin Clark rivalry by putting these two teams up against one another.
Instead of addressing real issues, the WNBA is doubling down on vague allegations, hoping the noise will drown out the lack of substance. Angel Reese has once again taken center stage, turning the 2025 WNBA opener into a theatrical performance of righteous outrage, the sports edition.
Investigation of allegations of fan misconduct during our first game of the season. We will do everything in our power to protect Chicago Sky players, and we encourage the league to continue taking meaningful steps to create a safe environment for all WNBA players.
This time, the Chicago Sky alleges that Caitlin Clark's fans unleashed a torrent of hateful and racist remarks during their game. Really, Angel racist remarks. Now Reed didn't stop there. She praised the league for its quick response and the No Space for Hate campaign, proclaiming, "If it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone." Let's pause for a reality check. What exactly happened to you, Angel?
during the game, from what I know and from what I've seen on multiple reports, including Scott Agnes, who is like one of the main reporters for the Pacers and the Indiana Fever, nothing happened during that game. There were no fans that were approached. There were no players who called out certain fans. There weren't other fans.
Critics are denying all these allegations against Caitlin Clark, but Angel is doubling down on them. This isn't about fostering a respectful environment. It's about weaponizing outrage to score moral high ground points.
Target of the first investigation was fans of Caitlin Clark.
And the WNBA is more than happy to play along, turning every disagreement into a headline-grabbing spectacle.
The vast majority of this audience, they have no loyalty to the WNBA. Their loyalty lies with Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's one of the few reasons people even care about the WNBA right now. Her fan base is massive, loyal, and most importantly, not tied to the league itself. They're here for her, not for a league that can't stop shooting itself in the foot by targeting her supporters. The WNBA is alienating the very people who keep their viewership numbers from falling off a cliff.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. This dump, this turd of turds known as the WNBA, this damn league can't get the hell out of their own way.
And let's not pretend this is an isolated incident. The WNBA has a long history of turning minor issues into full-blown controversies.
It is not guaranteed to extend to the rest of this putrid league. No one is loyal to the dump. No one cares about the WNBA.
It's a league that thrives on outrage rather than performance, constantly chasing headlines instead of building a loyal fan base. None
of it ever seemed to work. Within 5 minutes of me applying CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading, my wife's pain was gone. I'm telling you, it's damn near magical. Sugar Mountain Trading also offers CBD bar soap that will keep you pain-free and smelling fresh at the same time.
This latest debacle is just another example of their inability to focus on what matters, the game. Instead, they're focused towards social media to highlight the rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
But the thing that frustrates me the most is, yes, I'm with the WNBA. I don't want there to be hate either. But we have to let fans be fans. You have to be able to boo the opponent.
But let me tell you one thing, they've turned basketball into a battleground of baseless accusations and performative outrage, the result of a fan base that's tired of the drama and a league that's inching closer to irrelevance. But the pest resistance has to be Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever coach Stephanie White's diplomatic responses both condemned hateful remarks and emphasized the need for a welcoming environment. Admirable, sure, but it's rich coming from a league where controversies are practically on the schedule.
Then I quickly realized that Angel Reese is immune to criticism from the WNBA front office because she's an innocent victim who's being oppressed by white men and women, and in some extreme cases, white they and them.
Talk about Angel Reese, the league's self-appointed queen of clapbacks. She's not just a player, she's a walking tweeting headline generator. Criticism fuels her, and she wields social media like a weapon, responding to critics with spicy subtweets and rallying her supporters in droves. To some, she's an unapologetic icon. To others, she's the league's most polarizing figure. Either way, she's impossible to ignore.
Things like Angel Reese and the Chicago Bravado refusing to come out and respect the national anthem, that's no bueno.
Her knack for controversy doesn't stop at Twitter wars. Take her infamous refusal to stand for the national anthem, a move that split opinions faster than a referee's whistle. Was it a courageous stand or an unnecessary distraction? Regardless, it cemented her status as the WNBA's unofficial drama ambassador.
But Uncle KC, maybe it wasn't racism. The WNBA Players Association claimed that Angel Reese was dealing with hatred. There's no space for hate. There's no space for hate.
And let's not forget her subtle social media jabs aimed at Caitlin Clark and her fans. It's passive-aggressive gold designed to keep the internet buzzing and her name trending. For a league desperate for attention, Reese's antics are both a blessing and a curse. But here's the question, is controversy really the foundation the WNBA wants to build on?
I just think that she's elevating the profile of women's sports in a way that most women should deeply.
Now, let's shift gears to Caitlin Clark and her diehard fan base. These people don't just like Clark, they worship he.
They said, "We are aware of the allegations of inappropriate fan conduct during yesterday's game, and we are working closely with the WNBA to complete their investigation. We stand firm in our commitment to providing a safe environment for all WNBA players."
And let's be real, they're not here for the WNBA, they're here for her. Clark could announce she's switching to a career in competitive knitting, and her fans would still pack stadiums to watch her in action.
Right now, if this is not settled, I'm not going to be reporting on this stuff every single day or every single week.
Their loyalty lies with the player, not the league, which makes them an easy target for the WNBA.
Unfortunately, the WNBA conveniently failed to provide examples of these violations. They made accusations without naming a violator.
Here's the kicker: the league's vague accusations of racism against Clark's fans have as much evidence as a UFO sighting at Area 51. Sure, they're loud, they're passionate, and they probably don't have much love for Angel Reese, but racist, that's a stretch even by the WNBA standard.
I've read countless articles in the woke media. I wanted to see if anyone was providing evidence of these egregious accusations.
What's more, the league's decision to lump criticism of Reese under the banner of racism feels less like a genuine effort to address societal issues and more like a desperate attempt to score woke points.
17,000 people in the arena, dozens of woke welfare collectors in the mainstream media, and not one piece of evidence has been released.
Critics who attended the game are questioning the validity of these acquisitions because not a single vid has come to the surface. Since Saturday, their observations cut through the noise, forcing people to reconsider the league's narrative. So, why does the WNBA continue to alienate the fans who show up when Angel Reese taunts Caitlin Clark its confidence? When Clark dishes it back, its arrogance, the hypocrisy, is so glaring it could light up a stadium. But here's the kicker. Pointing this out risks being labeled as part of the problem, ensuring the cycle of outrage continues. Meanwhile, actual basketball, the thing this whole saga is supposed to be about, gets sidelined. The media's focus on identity politics over gameplay is alienating fans who just want to watch a good game without wading through social commentary. Is the media shaping public perception, or is it just feeding the flames of division?
It has been 48 hours since the game Saturday, and not a single shred of evidence has been released. 48 hours, and not one person has come forward with evidence of racism.
The WNBA's penchant for drama doesn't stop with Angel Reese or the media. Their policies are doing plenty of damage on their own. Can the WNBA afford to keep making these mistakes? This isn't the first time the WNBA has turned a molehill into a mountain. Remember the infamous Greyhound incident, where Angel Reese accused a bus driver of racial remarks. Just like now, the allegations were shaky at best, but the league jumped into full crisis mode, issuing statements and launching investigations without solid evidence. Compare this to how the NBA or NFL handles similar controversies. They've learned to address concerns without alienating their fan base. The WNBA, on the other hand, seems determined to repeat the mistakes of its past while expecting a different outcome. When will the WNBA realize that fans won't stick around for endless drama?
NBA wants to be a huge embarrassing failure. It's like the WNBA is afraid to be profitable. If they start making money, maybe the NBA would force them to operate as a separate entity.
At its core, this saga isn't just about Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark. It's about a league that keeps shooting itself in the foot by prioritizing player emotions over fan engagement. The WNBA is risking everything: viewership, NBA funding, and its future as a legitimate sports league.
This absolutely ridiculous no space for hate campaign where the WNBA is policing and potentially punishing their fan base, they're essentially booking themselves a first-class ticket on the Bruce caboose heading straight down the path of bankruptcy.
Long-term consequences are clear: dwindling support, reduced relevance, and the very real possibility of bankruptcy unless the league pivots and starts focusing on the game and its fans. It's hard to see how it recovers from this mess. Is this the beginning of the end for the WNBA? Hit like and subscribe to the channel to know more about the 2025 season controversies.